now hundreds of teachers are making Pokemon measurement memories with their students, which brings me the most joy. Hi sweet friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maylin Call from Mrs. Call's Campers. If you're new here, I am a first grade teacher in Las Vegas. Today's Pokemon Day. Pokemon Day is actually really special to me because it's something that I did with my very first ever group of students. It was one of my very first observations with a principal too, and it's just been so much fun to do ever since. I've shared it with you guys in my free resources in my Google Drive, and now hundreds of teachers are making Pokemon measurement memories with their students, which brings me the most joy. I'm not sure if I have ever vlogged about Pokemon Day. If I have, I'll leave that in the links in the description, but I don't think I have. I know I've done a reel and TikTok over on the other platforms, but I don't think I've fully vlogged it and gone in depth with you guys, so that's what today is about. Today is Friday. It is April 19th, and if you are new here, I do love to do vlogs, daily vlogs, weekly vlogs. I'm gonna walk around the room and kind of give you an overview before the kids come, and try to explain as much as I can in this brief time I have in the morning, and then take you through the whole day. So it's gonna be an in-depth day in the life. Now, this is one of those transformations that you really don't need to do much for because the Pokemon is kind of like enough. Usually people who do this transformation end up decorating and doing way more than I do, but I keep it pretty simple, like butcher paper on the tables, simple. I have an entire PowerPoint shared with you with all of the slides that you'll see today. This is the grass section. I will move the Pokemon onto my leaf rug, but since the students are going to come in first thing in the morning, I just have them pushed to the side. Every station has a sign, some paper clips, and Unifix cubes. These are the main things they're going to be measuring with. And then I have these plushies. I didn't buy them. I mean, technically I bought them, but they're from tickets from Dave & Buster's, so that was like a fun date night thing. And now I just use them for the transformation. The flying Pokemon area is super simple. You have the sign, measuring tools, and I put Pokemon on a string. Last year I had a big fan blowing them because it was like windy because they were flying. I don't have a fan this year. This is the fire station. I don't know. Again, last year I had these like little pop-up flames that my school uses, but I don't know where they are. So there's just like a red disco light in there. And that's that. These are the normal Pokemon. I just put down this kind of taupe or beige butcher paper. I know Pikachu is not normal. Don't come for me. I wanted to include him, but I didn't want to put a bunch of electric Pokemon, so he's normal. Then, one of my faves is the poison Pokemon. I honestly feel like it'd be fun to add in more poison Pokemon because the kids, whenever they see this station, always end up wanting to do it. And I am nice. Once they've measured all their Pokemon, I'll let them come and do the poison station just because it's so fun. So because they are poisonous Pokemon, they need PPE, personal protective equipment. So I've got gloves and goggles from Dollar Tree. This is a toolbox from Dollar Tree. And then I also thought it'd be fun to add this little black light in there for the poison Pokemon. Also, the lights will be dim, so everything has more of an effect. Oh, also, and in the poison one, I blow bubbles at them, like poison bubbles, and it's so fun. Then here's water, which I'll turn off the lights so you can get the effect. I reused this lamp that was donated to my classroom from Space Day from a parent because it kind of looks like, it looks purple on my camera. It's blue in person. It looks like you're underwater. Why does it look purple? This is the water Pokemon. Again, literally just butcher paper, and I took a marker and added waves, and I sprayed them with a spray bottle on that station. So that one's always super fun. I'll show you how my back table is set up. This is probably one of the most important things to set up correctly so that it flows and is easy for your kids. I prep the Pokedexes and the cards ahead of time. You can prep most of this in advance. The Pokedexes, I explain how to fold them in my product that's in my Google Drive. I also am saving a Pokemon highlight on Instagram if you want to go watch me fold them there. You have to prep enough of the main Pokemon for every single kid to catch, and I tell them you must get these. So they'll all get the 4 main Pokemon. Have an activity where they can graph Pokemon. So we have obviously the 4 main Pokemon. Then you'll see at the bottom there's these Pokemon, and those are these Pokemon. So every student will catch 2 of these. That way they'll be able to do the graphing activity. And this is helpful because you can use this almost as an assessment. So they can take home their Pokedexes that have their measurements, and you can see, did they measure them correctly with the graph that they turn in, if that makes sense. So like if Pikachu is 11 cubes tall and they write 11 cubes in their Pokedex in the cube section, and then they graph 11 cubes on this Pokemon graph paper, then I'll know, oh, they measured Pikachu correctly. And it could be that they measure him correctly and don't graph him correctly, but you know what? Tough luck. The last Pokemon that they can choose to capture are really just for fun, so I just printed a whole bunch of other Pokemon cards that are designed to fit in the Pokedexes, and they can pick any 2, and we are not going to do any activity with them. It is just for fun. I'll show you the Pokedex. So here's what it looks like. It's super easy to do. You can make one Pokedex in like 20 seconds. But there's 8 pages with blank spaces, and you'll see how we do this in just a moment. But all the cards that they collect, so they're getting 8 cards from my table, they'll immediately just go and glue them in here, and this is kind of like showing them where they can go around the room. So there's quite a few pages, 8 pages of blank cards, and then there's a little bonus in the back. My longest, my shortest, my favorite Pokemon, and then they can write about their day. So there's a lot built into this day with extensions, to kind of make it fit your schedule. You'll see us read this little launch letter from Professor Oak, and I'm thinking I'm going to upload an example schedule. I'll just show you what that looks like here. So yeah, I know it can seem overwhelming, especially if you don't know anything about Pokemon, but you don't have to know anything about Pokemon. This is such a very like print and go. Enough talking, let's get started with Pokemon Day. Good morning.
Hey, that's so cute. I know this one.
You know that one? Yeah. What?
It looks cool. Amazing.
You love it?
Yeah. It's quite.
Yeah, you're gonna measure it.
All of these Pokemon.
Here. Yeah.
She lets me keep two stuff. Did you know?
I have to share something with you because I got a letter.
What? No way.
This is Professor Oak. He says,
Oh.
Miss calls class. Look, he typed it up all official. I love that. Miss calls class. I am in need of some data on wild Pokemon in your area. I heard that you were reliable and hard-working students who love a good challenge. Is that true?
Yeah!
That is so true. He really knows us. I need your help collecting data on the wild Pokemon in your area. Scientists usually need to do things more than once just to be sure their results are accurate. I'll need you to measure each Pokemon 3 times. Record your findings in your personal Pokedex.
Wait, Pokedex. I know your help. It says thanks for your help.
Once you have measured your Pokemon, I need you to share your findings and complete a few challenges. Thanks for your help, Professor.
For mouth. The U shape. We're going to come around like, we're going to draw a oval shape out to the right.
If you're not done, it is okay. Because we're going to compare the sizes, but we need to make sure it's easy to do that. So, Miss Call, the first thing, that was kind of funny. First thing I did was I cut straight across to his little We're gonna cut as close to his little teeny tiny toes as we can. We're gonna go straight across so he can sit flat. Make sure you get his little tiny toes. Yeah, love it. To look at an oddish next to you and compare the oddishes with each other.
You have the shortest.
Point to the person who has the tallest oddish next to you. We're gonna put these oddishes in order from shortest to tallest. So if you think you have a shorter oddish, go stand on this side. If you think you have a taller oddish, stand on this side. are you thinking? What do you see?
I see probably bigger than that one.
Bigger or what?
Taller.
Taller? Can you adjust it? So tell me what you're doing when you're switching them. What are you thinking in your brain? We're gonna make a graph for our favorite Pokemon. Squirtle. Pikachu. We're going to decide which of these is our favorite. Now, obviously, they're all very cute. But if you had to pick one of these four, that's what I'm asking you to do. Just if you had to just pick one of these four, right?
Yeah.
So what do we need at the top?
A title.
A title. What would be a good title for this graph? Talk about it.
I got you. There's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Pokemon says Pika Pika. Does that tell me about what we're graphing?
No.
No. Ooh, I like that one. Pokemon favorites, because it's telling me about what the graph is for. It's not just Pokemon, it's our favorite Pokemon. That's a good one. What do you think?
Most favorite?
Favorite Pokemon or Pokemon favorites? Show me a 1 for favorite Pokemon. Show me a 2 for Pokemon favorites.
Okay.
It's ready? Spell fave. Together. F. Fave or. Spell or. Spell it. Good. This word ends in an E. Okay. Pokemon favorites. Should I put them here, 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 and here?
No.
No, that would not make any sense.
Why?
Where could I put them?
One and then put a Pokeball in each one.
I love it. So he says we can draw squares. That'll help. Now my lines are not perfectly straight. It is okay.
One.
So where can I put a 1 to tell my friends, oh, this represents 1? Now if I draw another one, another box for you to put your Pokeball in, how many would this be?
2.
That would represent 2.
3.
Is this going to be easier to graph than before?
Yes. Yeah.
Why or why not?
Maybe. Lines so we don't have like giant gaps.
Yeah, we added lines so there's not giant gaps, and it'll make it to where our data is easier to see. That's so helpful. Are you ready to vote?
Yeah.
Let's take a look at our data and let's see what conclusion we can draw from it. Did we identify the most popular Pokemon?
Yes.
Yeah. Who's the most popular Pokemon?
Pikachu.
You're correct, but how do you know Pikachu's the most popular Pokemon?
Because
Talk about it. How many does he have?
10.
He has 10 Pokeballs. Ready to count with me?
And 10.
Right, goes all the way to the 10. So Pikachu has 10. Tell me how many Charmander has in 3, 2, 1. How many?
4.
Tell me how many Bulbasaur has in 3, 2, 1.
2.
Tell me how many Squirtle has in 3, 2, 1. 3. And that data is really easy to see. Who's the least popular? Bulbasaur. Who is the second least popular? Squirtle's the second least popular. Who's the second most popular? Charmander. Did 3 people vote for Charmander?
Yes.
And then 1 more. Look, I can compare. Same, 1 more. How many more people voted for Squirtle than Bulbasaur?
3.
How many more people?
1.
1 more person voted for Squirtle. Look. Same, 1 more. Let's see if we can figure out how many more people. Same. How many more? Count.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7 more people voted for Pikachu. How many more people voted for Pikachu than Bulbasaur? Ready? Same, more. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Tell the size of something. You can use a ruler. You can use a friend. Not just measure with no guts. Measuring is how we tell the size of something. When you measure, keep it flat. Just measure with no guts.
Measuring end to end with no gaps,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But some of you will get the chance to use a ruler if you're successful measuring with cubes and paper clips. It has to be end to end, right? I can't start measuring my flower right here. That would make no sense. It would say, oh, my flower is 3 inches, but really it's 1 inch. So who's that Pokemon?
Squirtle!
Are you sure? 1. Did I put this in the right spot?
Yes.
Yes. It's nice and flat.
That toe
It's
does not
even.
count.
Ready?
About?
Yes, it's
about.
about 6.
Inches.
Nope.
Cubes.
Cubes. Now, I'm glad you said that because this is not feet, right? And this is not inches because there's no markings and it's not a ruler. These are cubes. And when we're measuring with cubes, we have to say we measured using cubes. Because if I just say he's 6. 6 what? 6 cubes. If I measure him with a ruler and I'm using inches, I can say he's 6 inches if that's how tall he is. If I measure him with paper clips, I can say he's 6 paper clips if that's how tall he is. But you have to have the unit. Say unit. This is important because I could say, so I can fill in my table over here. Not with white though. Next, let's measure with paper clips. Ready? Together, try again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Now he is
About
5 paper clips. He's about 5 paper clips. When you measure Pokemon today, it might not be perfect. You want it to be as close as possible. So if I stopped here, would that have been enough? No, and this one is just a little bit too much, but that's okay. It's about 5 paper clips. You need to make sure you start at the 1. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
He said
So
about.
he's like, you're 6, and you're 7.
He's about 7.
Yeah, he's closer to the 7. So we say he's about 7. If we wanted to be even more specific, we could say he's actually like 6.5.
Yes.
He's like 6.5 inches, but we'll just say 7. That Pokemon. Yeah, that's my favorite Pokemon. Now, when we measure Eevee, we should start at the paws, her bottom. We got to start right here. Boop, boop, boop. And we're going to measure her going straight up. Am I going to stop at her head right here?
No, because her ear.
Oh, I have to go all the way to the top. So I'm measuring from here all the way to here.
Wait, it's to the.
When I measure Eevee, can I measure her with cubes like... Yeah. That doesn't make any sense. If I measure Eevee, I need to do it in a straight line.
Who's that?
Right.
5, 6.
She is.
About 6 paper clips.
You're getting it, first grade. Now what's left?
Inches.
Inches on our ruler. Ready? Tell me in 3, 2, 1. She's
About 8 inches.
yes, first grade. Catch your reins. She is about 8 inches. Such a serious mission. It's counting on us to measure these Pokemon. This is so important. It's going into the database. Got to prepare your Pokedexes. So, you must catch these. There are 4 Pokemon you must catch. How many?
4.
You must catch Pikachu. Say Pikachu.
Pikachu.
Bulbasaur. Squirtle. Charmander. You've got to catch all those. Those are important. You can pick any 2 from the middle. So you can only pick 2 from the middle. Any 2 you want, but you've got to pick 2. Or you could pick Jigglypuff and Butterfree, but you have to pick.
2.
Can you pick 3?
No.
Any 2 from here. And if we run out, it's okay. Right? Because we got to collect data on all these Pokemon. And if everybody collects data on Chikorita, that's great for Chikorita, but what about the rest of them? These. 2 of these. 2 of these. These Pokemon cards are going to go inside of your pokedex. Do you see a spot for a card? Yes, you've got to be sure you glue your card down completely because there's enough spots for all of your Pokemon. When this is ready, you're going to sit on the carpet and wait for further instructions. Do you understand your job?
Yes.
Finnegan, that looks like a fox.
I can't.
Could get one of each of these till you
Looks
get
like
by
a
gauge.
fox.
Uh-huh.
I got Pikachu.
They're not going to be easy to catch. You got to be really careful because there's some tricky ones in here. Like this one. He's tricky.
Yeah.
You know why?
Why?
You know why? Because some kids, they measure him here and they go a straight line and they measure him from here to here.
What?
They don't even measure the bulb on the Bulbasaur. You have to measure all the way from the bottom all the way to the top. Hunt rules. You can catch them in any order you want. So if you want to start with Pikachu, go for it. If you want to start with Jigglypuff, go for it. If you want to start with Oddish, go for it. It's your choice. Well, your opinion too. It's your choice. However, if you go to measure Squirtle and somebody's measuring Squirtle, what are you going to have to do?
Wait.
So it would be smarter to go and measure a different Pokemon, right? Because if you are fighting, yelling, pushing, or even running, you lose your Pokemon catching privileges. You to make sure your bodies are calm, you're being respectful, and you're sharing. Get materials at each station. Every station has cubes. Say cubes. Paper clips. And when you're done with the cubes, you should what?
Put them away.
Break them apart and put them away. You get done and you record data for cubes and paper clips. All of your Pokemon, you measure them with cubes and you measure them with paper clips. Let Miss Call check it, and then I'll let you go through and try with the ruler if you have time, okay? Are you rushing? No, this is the main thing of the day. Take your time, have fun catching Pokemon. You'll be able to do it in any order, and there's a hint about where that Pokemon lives at the top of the card. Catch him. This is how you do it. Ready? Squeeze. You just squeeze gently. And then you can put it back
Punch them.
or ask a friend. Do not yank on the string. You squeeze and it goes back in. It's a gentle squeeze. Say squeeze. Pull. Squeeze. Push. It's checking to make sure you're safe over here, but I can't be sure 100% because they're poison. So you got to wear some PPE, personal protective equipment. If you're measuring a poison Pokemon, please be safe. Okay, I need you to be so super safe. I need you to put on the gloves when you're measuring a poison Pokemon. One glove is good, but 2 gloves is better. 1 glove is okay. You'll be okay measuring with 1 glove. And you need to put on glasses, goggles, because you never know what's gonna happen. Safety first. So if you're measuring poison Pokemon, this is a very serious job. Not everybody can do it because it is so serious and it's really difficult. You never know what's gonna happen. So you need to be protected. Do you understand? Yeah. You gotta be protected. Last station over here, water. I've heard, I got a report in from Professor Oak this morning that the waters were a little rough. So you might get a little wet. So just be careful when you're measuring the water Pokemon, okay? Because it's kind of, the waters are a little rough right now. Now you may begin.
Pikachu is lightning.
I know, but I know he's lightning. I'm so sorry.
I'm taking a picture of it.
Oh, that's smart. To take a picture? That's so smart. The waters are so rough. It's so rough. It's so rough. You're the water zone. You're the water zone.
I have a water one. Can I go inside? I have a water one.
Poison Pokemon.
Ah, this is bubble, not poison.
They're poison bubbles.
Oh, it's so
Come on, the tide's rising. The tide is rising. So hot over here. How are you doing this? Oh my gosh, it's so hot. Careful, it's hot. It's so hot.
Stay here. I'm gonna put you on.
You gotta weigh him down. Yeah, weigh him down.
No, he won't get mad. so
Why don't you guys have water?
So we can feel cold because I feel cold.
Hands on top.
Everybody stop.
All right, whatever station you're closest to, I want you to get to it now in 3, 2, 1. Help cleaning up in. We're out of time to measure. If you didn't finish, it's I promise. Here's what I need you to do. All of the cubes need to be broken down in their baskets, and you're going to bring them to me. All the paper clips need to be in their container. Bring them to me. All of the Pokemon that you measured, the papers, stack them up. Bring them to me. Work as a team. I know. Okay, I'm eating lunch in my room so I can tell you how our main event went. It was so much fun. I think every year that I do this transformation, it gets more and more fun for me. And my kids this year did such a good job. Like, I didn't see any funky measuring, or like there was maybe 2 times where they didn't start quite at the bottom or they didn't go quite to the top, but they did such a good job. The cool thing about this day is you can make it work for you. Like, whatever skill you really want to hit or whatever skills you really want to hit, you can make that work. So like, I covered creating a graph just to help them understand a little bit more, like how to like tell the quantity of things just by looking at the numbers on the axis. But you don't have to do that activity. We're about to graph our Pokemon, and this is one that I really recommend that you do with them. This activity though, the graphing activity, is one that I say you do keep in, because like if you were only going to do 2 things, I would say measure the Pokemon and then do that graph. But the rest is just kind of up to you. I didn't expect the measuring to fully take us to lunch, but it did. And that's just because I spent more time making the graph with them, doing I don't know what else, but it took a little bit longer. That's okay. One of the important things that I wanted to note that I do is I have them help me clean up. Like, you saw all of those items that were on my table. Now they're put away. Like, I took them to lunch and I put it all away. They picked everything up. The only cleanup I'm gonna have at the end of the day is taking the paper off the tables, so it's like less stressful, because half of the work of a transformation is setting it up and then taking it down when you're tired. So having them help clean up halfway through the day all those materials is really, really helpful, and then you're not left at the end of the day like, oh man, that's exhausting, I want to go home, and then having to clean up stuff. I also did play a super short video on line plots just so I could clean off and put away the stuff that was on my table, because we had like 3 minutes before lunch. So when they get back, we're going to graph the Pokemon, and then we're going to talk more about line plots. We're going to do like an example line plot. I'm going to break them up into teams, and I haven't done this before, but I'm going to break them up into teams. We're going to practice graphing or plotting on a line plot some data from a table. Then they're going to break into teams, and they're going to do a new set of data. They're going to plot that in a group. And then we are going to maybe practice comparing data one more time. And then the test. We'll see. I think we'll be done before the last 30 minutes of the day. So this does take up pretty much my whole day, that you can adjust to whatever your needs are. And it is not a full-fledged product. So I always tell people, like, this is not something that I'm, willing to like go in and make changes and adjustments and requests for. It's just what I use, and I'm just sharing it to help as much as I can. So keep that in mind. Everybody caught Pikachu, Squirtle, Bulbasaur, and Charmander. I want you to find Pikachu in your Pokedex. Everyone, but wait, our graph has no. So what do we need to do? We need to add numbers. We need to label it. If the bottom is 0, what should this be? 1. Yeah, you can use crayons if you want to. Maybe, you know what? Maybe I'll use yellow for Pikachu. I like that idea. Squirtle, go ahead and try to graph your Squirtle.
Butterfree and Jigglypuff.
Correct. Okay. Did you find your 2? It's your smallest one. Your first one was your tiniest one.
Because he's the one that I draw.
Aww.
I
Line plot. Kiss your brain. Heading for this side says Pokemon they have. So 2 people have 4 Pokemon. 6
people
have
2 Pokemon.
Good. 3
people
have
5 Pokemon.
Now this data in our table right here, all these numbers in our table, that's one way to show the data. But I want to see it a different way on the line plot so I can really tell what that data looks like. So if I have 2 people who got 4 Pokemon on my number line, you see it?
Yeah. Right there.
And I'm going to plot 4. Watch how I do it. 1. All of my X's are about the same size. To the 6. How many am I going to put? 2. Ready? 1, 2.
3 people have 5 Pokemon.
So I need to go to the and put 5. Count 1. So I need to go to the and plot
6.
1.
1, 2, 6.
What's my next one?
10 people have 7 Pokemon.
Don't try to beat your friends. 1, 2, 3.
4, 5, 6.
We will together. Good. All right, hands up. Number did you find on your line plot? How many data points did you put?
6.
6. Okay, the next one says 3 Pokemon ate 4 berries. Pass the marker to someone new.
2, 3, 5.
Measure your fire Pokemon. Do not get burned. Be so careful. You got burned, baby girl. I'm so sorry. Is this a good way? Circle yes or no. I want you to graph the berries these Pokemon ate. Okay, we just caught and measured these Pokemon. We have to fill in the table. Say height. Number of Pokemon. 2 inches. Do you see any Pokemon that we caught that were 2 inches?
Yeah.
Caterpie. Okay, circle Caterpie. Do you see any more? I don't see any more. How many Pokemon were 2 inches? 1. All right, now 5 inches. How many Pokemon were 5 inches? 1. 2 Pokemon. Okay, can you fill in the rest of your table? 2. Okay. All right. You guys can do it. I believe in you. You have to plot this data on the line plot below.
Is it the battle arena time?
Yep, this is it. This is the bonus. Plot this data on the line plot below. Okay, kids are at specials. Took me 5 minutes to take everything down and put everything away. I did leave the Pokemon. I don't know if you can see them. They're on this little shelf over here. I did go ahead and grade their tests. I don't think I've ever had a class do this well. So I always put my papers into piles when I grade them, like kind of like low, medium, high, but usually if like they get them all right, it's 1 stack. If they only miss a couple, it's 1 stack. If they're like really struggling, it's another stack. These friends, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 friends who left like 1 or 2 questions blank, but these are my stacks, okay? These people in the middle got every single question, but they didn't get the bonus. These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 friends got every single question right, and they got the bonus, which was line plotting. And then I have 2 friends who missed 1 and 2 questions. So, feeling good. Like I said, I don't think I've ever had a class do this exceptionally well. I will say the line plotting practice did feel a little bit rushed, but again, I just wanted them to practice it. It is not a standard. And the group line plotting went a little rough because I thought they would be able to draw the number line and like label it, but I think because it was on such a large scale that it was hard for them. So in the future, I might draw the line plots ahead of time for them and then just have them do it as a group or even just do it on a normal size paper. I just wanted it to be a little bit more fun. Yeah, so that was probably the part of the day that I was like, I didn't really love this, but I can do it better next year, especially if I plan that a little bit more in advance. But our whole day like is totally done and they were so successful.
My favorite part was all of them.
All of it. What was your favorite part?
So my favorite part was when we got the Pokemon cards and we did the Pokemon favorite quotes.
Ooh, yeah, that was kind of fun. Okay, that is a wrap for today, a wrap for Pokemon Day. We ended up just doing like some directed drawings, and a couple of kids finished their sunflower writing for the end of the day, so it was still very chill. The kids were absolutely thrilled, overjoyed, and I even had kids tell me thank you, like thank you so much for Pokemon Day. So it makes it a little bit easier to do these kinds of things when you have kids who are grateful, especially because they asked me, they said, Miss Call, are we gonna have a Pokemon Day in 2nd grade? And I was like, I don't think there's a Pokemon Day in 2nd grade. And they were like, thank you so much for Pokemon Day. And I was like, you're so welcome. Yeah, it was super successful. I talked to one of my teammates really quickly after school, and she even told me how glad she was that she ended up doing it too. And the kids really, really loved it. So it's one of those things that like just makes really good memories with them. It is super, super academic. It's super engaging. And I love that this has become a tradition of mine every year. So make sure you leave a comment down below if you have any questions. Also check out my highlight on Instagram. I will have a Pokemon highlight that'll have a lot of how-to, like how to fold the books, how I set up the room, just a really quick reference for you guys. Also answered some questions over there, so that'll be a very helpful resource for you. I have people who even say they do this during summer school too, so it's great for really any time of year. I just usually save it towards the end. Yeah, thank you guys so much for spending the day with me. Make sure you like this video if it was helpful. Comment, say hi down below, and I will see you in the next one.